Welcome back to the Locals Last Call. It's a beautiful day here in San Diego, California at Torero Stadium. Loyal have squeaked out a win today. Max, what'd you think?
A win is a win, but I think that's as far as it goes, honestly. Again, it's another game that we kind of struggle to break down an opposition who were kind of happy to sit in and not have the ball. And again, honestly, they had quite a few chances off the Koke, kept us in the game at times, honestly, as well. But it was a tough watch. Come the end, we got the win, but it's not a kind of convincing win. What do you make of the game, though?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't use the word convincing at all. It was certainly tedious at times. I found myself frustrated because I thought we did create space well, thought we created some good chances that we didn't put away. But overall, yeah, I think frustrating would be the overwhelming tone, even though we did get the 3 points. Rather fortunate at the end there to get that. But, you know, I'll take the win. A win is a win. Who stood out for you today, though?
For me, Conway. Conway played very great today. Honestly, I was shocked that he came off so early in the game. I know we've kind of been a bit harsh on Conway so far this season, but I think today probably was his best performance so far. Good goal in the first half as well. So a little disappointed to see him taken off. But Moon again looked great as well. Any other players stood out for you?
Yeah, Nick Moon as well had my vote for man of the match. Ronaldo Damas continues to just be a problem for oppositions. He didn't get on the score sheet today, but he probably could have, and he was causing lots of issues. I thought Charlie Adams, it was really good to have him back. He kept things ticking in the midfield. But yeah, overall it was kind of just a bit sluggish. Sometimes you can't help but wonder if the heat here at Torero kind of gets to the guys. It's a little humid and a little warm.
It's tough. I mean, obviously we press for most of the game. That's kind of how we play. And again, players are going to get tired. It's inevitable. Throughout, I think for me, some of the substitutions were a little bit questionable. Personally, I know obviously Charlie was playing great. I was surprised to see him come off early, obviously, as well as I mentioned Conway too. And then I basically finished the game out of only two kind of attacking players up there with that kind of very defensive midfield three was strange in my opinion. But it's a tough one. I think if you compare this kind of performance to the first game of the season, do you think we've seen good progression from that first game? And kind of do you think we've improved since last year?
No, I don't think we're better than we were after our third home game last year. I do think there is some progression though it's not where I maybe would want us to be at the fifth game and third home game. But I do think that the offense looked a little closer to making something happen than they did in the first game. And I know we won against Phoenix 3-0, but I think that was less down to offense and more down to high pressing, as we've discussed. So yes, progress. We're not there yet, though, I wouldn't say.
I mean, it's a long off season, and I think the main thing with the USL is that, again, it's only going to matter when we get into the playoffs, kind of how good we are as a team. But as a fan, too, I think I'd like to see a bit more convincing performances and results. I know we can't win every game, but again, some of the opposition we played already, I think we should be kind of performing a little bit better against. So it's still tough. And I mean, obviously, the first 5 games now, we've had 3 wins, a loss and a draw. Before the season started, would you have taken that?
I mean, yeah, of course I'd have taken that. 1 goal conceded at home as well. I find myself especially frustrated because, as you said, it would have been nice to dominate a game finally at home. And I think Tulsa was a team that was there for the taking in terms of the domination of the game. They didn't seem that invested in being in control. We didn't do a whole lot with it. A lot of make a nice move, get through the lines, and pass it backwards. You know, I was especially frustrated by the goal we conceded. That just felt like we got caught ball watching.
I mean, it probably wasn't even a minute after we scored our goal, and I think we've kind of took 60 minutes to break them down and get a goal, and basically give up a goal straight away is disappointing. And again, it just shows that again we switch off at times, and against a team like Tulsa, we should be kind of putting away early doors as well. And obviously going into next week as well, New Mexico away, another tough game. Again, these kind of games come thick and fast. And there isn't many easy games in the USL Championship, really, is there?
No, especially not without the 2 teams this year. There genuinely are no easy games. And, you know, I hate to say we told you so, but on Bums Breakdown, we did say Rodrigo DaCosta was the guy, and you can't leave him unmarked at the back post like that, so.
Yeah, it's tough. And I mean, we kind of mentioned too about the wingers kind of staying wide and getting the ball to them, and they had kind of lots of success doing that. So, again, I guess we kind of know what we're speaking about a little bit. But anything else to add before we wrap up here?
New Mexico is going to be tough next week. They're a good team, and I think it's their home opener, if I'm not mistaken about that. Like I said, it's progress, but we've still got a lot of room to go, I think.
Yeah, I think this is definitely nowhere near the finished product, and hopefully next week we kind of get a good result and see where we are kind of against these kind of top-end teams who, again, won't sit in and defend for most of the game. And obviously the New Mexico preview will be out early next week, and we'll go through their team and kind of how we think the game's going to line up.
Sounds good. Well, for all of us here at Locals Last Call, thanks for tuning in, and another victory for San Diego Loyal, regardless of how frustrating, and we will see you next time.